then I'll give the introduction to this session. As when we talk about the cross-media marketing trends, we can, as you can see from the presentation that there has been and the one that there will come, there is a myriad of options. So we have, for this session, decided to focus on two mega trends, namely e-commerce and mobile. And we also have a third presentation from a small market here nearby, the Republic of Macedonia, that in my mind shows how little you actually need to make a cross-marketing concept. Most of the others, when at least when I hear these words, then I think third-party vendors. I think Google, Facebook, Instagram, websites, what have you, all third-party. That's what gets into my mind, but we will have a presentation that shows that actually you don't need that to make a cross-media marketing project. But the first speaker is Andrej Pach. Andrej is local. He's from Createam here in Ljubljana. Createam is a solution developer specializing in web-based business models with a focus, and that's where it comes in. E-commerce is in the main focus of them. They have customers from leading brands in grocery, retail, sport, as well as B2B companies. Andrej is the founder of Createam. His field of expertise is digital transformation, and as he writes, he's also the father of 2 teenage daughters, so in order to stay on top of them, he practices the defense art of Aikido. Give me a hand in giving a warm welcome to Andrej Pach.
Just need a few seconds, sorry.
Only views above 50,000 are allowed to pick up on the phone. That's a joke.
Say it again.
So yes, here I am. Okay, in this event, first about me, Jasper has presented me already. I have one slide about Createam a little bit later, but first what I want to talk with you is, okay, the flip side of the coin. So you have discussed inbound marketing, digital marketing in this event, so there is a high probability that you or your clients get it right. Someone wants to buy from you. What then? And this is where Createam comes in place. So what I want to explore with you is what it takes to build an e-commerce solution with an exceptional user experience and how to get it right without emergencies or delays, which is also very important. In the work information report, customers 2010 predicted that by 2020, the user experience will be one of the most important brand differentiators. So not the product or the price, but the user experience will drive the sales. And I want to present to you today the few principles and methodologies how to get it right, and these principles are not narrowly bound only to e-commerce, but can be applied to basically every customer-facing solution. About Createam, Createam was briefly introduced. So we do e-commerce for domestic and international clients from Israel to the Netherlands, and we try to focus our work around user experience. we are partnering with, we partner with IBM and Hybris, two leading brands in this area, and this partnership gives us an insight into the latest trends and best practices, which can also be applied, let's say, to smaller open source solutions. So, like I said, the industry studies have shown that the majority of the problems with software are due to poor planning. Only a small fraction is due to poor coding, and when it comes to maintenance, this percentage is even more drastic. Only 1 or 2% of maintenance efforts are due to coding, are related to coding. All other are related to bad planning. So in the first phase, I will be talking about these methodologies and my English, and how to get the things right in planning. The other problem we are facing when we discuss the future, the coming solutions, is the desire of clients who want to give the best possible user experience, and they tend to think that the good user experience means as many features as possible. Many times, exactly the opposite is true. So this is what I call a spaceship syndrome, which is represented in this picture. And why, the question is, if the client wants a bicycle, why build him a spaceship? Because if you want to build him a spaceship, that's more or less, it results into never-ending stories. It's a great solution on paper, but there is a high probability that it will never go live. So we pursue, our motto is flexibility over features. So for the first, when you build an initial solution, it pays to go with a minimum viable project that I will be addressing later in this presentation. So to sum it up, what you really need to do to get e-commerce solution right is basically embraced in this slide. One slide, you have to have a check mark on every point on this slide. So that means you need a clear vision. You have to have executive manager, management support. You have to involve all the users of the future solution, not just the customers, but also the business users. Then, of course, you need a good user experience, which means the solution quality that is no-brainer. But perhaps I would like to point out the data quality. This is very important because the clients will search your products, and with good descriptions, they will find the products easier. Filtering out the right products for them is paramount for giving them good user experience in terms of related products. It is the start of, it is the base for upsell and cross-sell and so on. And in the end, of course, you need a reliable and safe infrastructure. As I said, we work with licensed solutions from licensed solutions of IBM and Hybris. Okay, there are some issues with open source solutions related to safety. The safety in open source solutions is actually more or less related to third-party models. The basic solution is done right. So when we build such a commerce solution, we try to pursue joint application development. That means a lot of talking, a lot of discussing, debating with client to understand the business environment, the context, the users, and trying to involve the client into the whole process through ticketing systems so that the client always knows where the project stands, if something should be done differently, if there is a dispute that can be solved on the spot, and so on. So now we have basically see where the potential pitfalls are, what are the success factors, and what are the methodologies. So this is the whole process in one slide. We tend to, at first, do some discovery and due diligence to define the scope, to define the challenges, the business context, so that we can also make a proposal. After that, in the first phase, in the first meetings, we tried also to choose the right platform. This is, no platform is suitable for all the solutions. There are small solutions, there are big solutions. But to perform all the next steps, it's good to choose the right platform right away. So we can perform a fit gap analysis, so we can take a look and see which functions are there available out of the box, where we have to focus custom development, what are the integrations, and so on. Then, like I said, build, we all understand what build is, so I will skip that one. What is important after the build is extensive testing. And if the requirement gathering was done right, then it's a good base for testing. And I will address this a little bit later. So now how to start off. Of course, there was much debate also in this event about customer centricity. There is every company, of course, knows something about their customers, although they tend to know more than they really know. So by one survey by IBM, I believe, there was 80% clients said that they provide exceptional user experience for the customers, while only 8% of the customers agreed. So there is obviously enough room for improvement. Even if you go for a minimum viable solution, which is, I think, the best way for the first phase, there is still a lot to be done. So we have still users, different kind of users in different roles. Sometimes they are first-time shoppers, they are logged in, they are logged out. We have window shoppers, companies, users that come to our site just to sneak around and never buy anything. And we should offer them different features. And the next steps looks like this. So we have now fished out the users from search engines, social media, and so on. And we are trying to funnel them towards the checkout. This was done for one mobile operator. There is also much debate about agile and waterfall model. By e-commerce, I think, at least for the minimum viable project, the waterfall will do, because we have very defined environment the goals are usually very clear, and agile is more suitable for cases where we don't know actually, where we try to test things while we develop the projects. So for the first phase, I would suggest waterfall model, but if we want to build an extensive e-commerce solution, which means we would like to involve partners, resellers, we would go international, then perhaps in the next phases, the agile would be a better solution. So this is a slide which relates requirements from the beginning and the testing. So every phase of what we have planned should have its counterpart in a testing phase. So we have some requirements. For stakeholder, we should do acceptance testing. We have system requirements, we should have related system tests, and so on. So we can very easily qualify as well as quantify our work. This is one way of testing. I don't know, many of you are probably aware. I should now somehow start a video, which I don't know if I can. It's not wrong. Yes. Okay, you obviously see what is happening, but I don't know what to. Well, nevertheless, this yellow spot shows us exactly what one user was doing on our website. Okay, this here is obviously someone browsing our portfolio, our case studies. We can watch what is interesting to him or her. Of course, we don't know exactly who this is, and here you can see that the user is browsing our case studies, but doesn't find, she would obviously like to go to the website, but there is no link. This is a mea culpa, our mistake, but you can see that she is searching for a link and she doesn't find it. So in this way, we can repair the user experience after it went live. So we did a minimum viable project, which didn't stop there. I would really appreciate some help so that I can. Someone took over. Okay, we can skip now and then. Okay, this is the similar tool as we have seen before. This is an IBM TLeaf, which is also testing tool, the user experience testing tool, which is also able to aggregate the struggles. The system knows where the user stops on his way to the checkout or to the goal. So here, for example, we see in the right corner, on the February the 1st and the 2nd, everything was fine, but then some abandonment took place, and we can now fish out who these users were that had problems and what problems did they have, and we can focus our user experience efforts around these struggles, so that we gradually improve user experience. So, what can I say for the end? Listen to your customers. Plan in advance. Planning is very important. Start lean and learn. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, Andre. I think there were a lot of good practical advices, not only to e-commerce projects, but also to more general IT implementations. And so let's move quickly on to the next speaker. The next speaker is Vladimir Vikovsky. He is from R3 Infomedia in the Republic of Macedonia. He will tell a little bit about himself, what R3 Infomedia is. But Vladimir is, and I've known him for some years, he's a passionate entrepreneur. He's co-founder and general manager of R3 Infomedia, and he's also lecturing in a Macedonian school for entrepreneurs. Let's give Vladimir a welcome.
Thank you, Jesper, and thanks to Cinda for the opportunity to present the company and what we do and how we do it. First of all, to get the impression about the market that we are coming from, it's a only 2 million people country. GDP is very low, $4,800 per capita. It's in Romania, for instance, is double, 4.5 double in Slovenia, and Germany is almost 10 times double than us. We have 40K active businesses, 90% is less than 10 employees. Advertising options for SMBs in terms of the local websites, it's a coupon concepts, classifieds, news portals, and from the global players, Facebook is #1 option. Google and YouTube are the options for the bigger companies only, because the small ones do not consider those platforms or products as their channel for advertising. Awareness for online marketing by SMBs is very low. So basically the attitude is, I have a website, it's enough. I don't want to invest in online advertising. Local e-commerce solutions are in initial phase. Of course, people buy from AliExpress or different platforms, but local solutions are not there. So, as you can see, the design of my presentation actually reflects the stage of the market. So, what is our portfolio? The flagship product is Golden Pages. Golden Book. It's a Yellow Pages product. We call it Zlatna Knjiga in Macedonia. It's a well-established brand on the local market, 2 times voted as super brand. So we are actually providing the information on each channel possible. So we still print. We have Macedonian and Albanian version, and something which is unique, it's a free distribution with the daily newspapers. We have online version. It's 10 years old. Initially, we developed this product more as a local search rather than classical Yellow Pages product, what and where. Of course, we have Android and iPhone apps. Something which is also unique is we have a pay TV app to search for the users. Deutsche Telekom is the owner of our largest telecom, and we are using their network, their pay TV network, which is called Max TV. So we constantly invest in upgrading of our online version. Latest, what we are working on is the integration of company page on our Yellow Pages with their Facebook page, which we believe will bring better content and more frequent updates of their Facebook page, of their company page on our Yellow Pages. So we market Yellow Pages brand in a way that it's not perceived as a Yellow Pages only. So we have put over there some poise which are not typical Yellow Pages, like taxi stations, waterfalls, I don't know, beaches or stuff like that. We utilize social media to educate young people about the brand and the service. For instance, today's Twitter post is, do you sleep at work? In Golden Book, 330 government agencies. And we were voted as the best company profile on Twitter for 2015. So we do try to prolong the life of our classical Yellow Pages using modern media to become closer to the younger people. Can we go to the next slide, please? Okay. Our second product is online marketplace. It's called MarketConnect.com. It's 4 years old. We started in Macedonia. We are expanding in Bulgaria, Albania, and Serbia last 2 years. Our big vision is to create a Balkan marketplace that will overcome the borders and enlarge the market for SMBs from the region. Because the markets are very fragmented, borders, different currencies, everything to make the life of SMBs harder. So it's a unique combination, B2B plus B2C due to the small markets. It's a user-generated content. It's a pretty awkward combination of a platform where the companies can promote, at the same time sell, and at the same time communicate directly to the customers. And the third product is the directory assistance call center. We are national provider of information. We have number 1188, 5 years old project. So we are again constantly investing in branding of 1188, and we are trying to introduce value-added services. We are trying to be unique and innovative in a way of promotion of 1188, and again we are using kind of modern ways to promote a service which is old-fashioned or a traditional. Can we play the audio, please? So this is the way how we. Maybe louder.
Hello, can I talk to Bill?
Is this Bill?
Bill Gates?
Yeah.
We are calling from Macedonia, and we are using Windows XP, and when we are trying to delete one of the files,
How did you get my number?
it's appearing when we are deleting one of the files.
How did you get my number?
Еден број ги знае сите други. Јави се на 1188 за информации за мобилни и фиксни телефони од сите оператори. Информации 1188. Целосен телефонски.
So, thank you. So, it's pretty inexpensive, except the money that we pay to Bill. Again, it's a radio ad that we are trying to virally spread throughout the social media using Facebook and Twitter. So, okay, having in mind the products that we are developing, we are very focused on our products. We are trying to bring best value for clients' money. So this is cross-media advertising, our approach, our case, which probably for lots of you is something that is past, but it's where we are at the moment. So we still print book, we offer black and white ads, premium color pages, print coupons, everything. On online Golden Book, we are trying to integrate our online yellow pages with the marketplace. So the integration is on the two levels. First, the search on yellow pages is influenced and enriched by the data that actually the companies are publishing on the marketplace. So if you're searching for an exact product like a power bank, you'll have the results of the companies that are actually offering such power bank on the marketplace. Or you can search by a brand. This is one of the ways that we position our yellow pages to be more than just a name of the company, industry, and location. Also, company presentations on our yellow pages are enriched by their products that they published on the marketplace. So those two products, yellow pages and marketplace, usually we bundle them and offer to the companies as a simple solution for their needs, where they can present their company and present their offer at the same time. Lots of the clients are using our marketplace as a catalog. Very few of them are using it as an online shop, only 10%. And we do have a large issue making the companies to manage the content by themselves. So that's an issue that is ongoing. And lastly, through our call center and the number 1188, we are actually giving our clients as a first choice when the person that is calling is actually looking for a general service, like a fish restaurant. So actually, we are making a combination of 4 products, 3 channels, which are pretty traditional. It's a print, online, and phone to provide best value for clients' money. For the bigger clients, we are introducing also direct marketing services. We are helping them to create some Facebook posts and PRs in order to increase the traffic, but again, we are trying to channel the traffic on their profile or their offer on our products. That's our approach. So we are doing direct mailing to target groups of companies that we pull out from our Yellow Pages database, and that mailing is actually leading to their offer on Market Connect. This is pure B2B on a presentation level only, and through the marketplace, these clients are able to communicate directly with the interested parties. Second option would be for B2C companies to offer presentation and immediate sales. This is when we are doing direct mailing to the people which are registered on our marketplace, linking to clients' offer again on the marketplace, where they can actually sell the products. Pretty much same story with the Facebook posts that are actually linking to their profile on Market Connect, or online coupons that drive sales, and online coupons are on our Yellow Pages product. And again, we create PR texts and we publish them on our partner websites. So let's be short. These are kind of a closing remarks, which I believe you already know. My only remark would be that best value for our clients' money is our approach to achieve good retention rate. If any of you is interested about Balkan markets, if we have such a crazy person in this room, I offer my assistance because we have a network of partner companies in Serbia, Albania, and Bulgaria, and I think I can provide you valuable information and assistance. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, Vladimir. I think it's a great example of how much you can achieve in a very small economy with very small development money in a company. And I can't help actually to refer to that. I had a chat yesterday with Mihai Krista from Patinauri in Romania that has a company in a bigger country but in a similar situation. And to make it short, then I think if you want to know how you double your traffic without having any money, then ask Mihai. If you want to know how you can keep and develop your best people without being able to pay them a salary that is what it should be in the country, then I can recommend that you take a chat with Mihai. My point is that there are some ideas here. If you don't have the big resources that most of the companies in the room have, you can still run an innovative and profitable business. Enough about that. Back to the big trends. Next speaker is Paul Wood from FCR. FCR is, as most of you probably know, a group of digital companies in Europe, in the Baltic states, Ireland, Sweden, Czech, Slovakia, Romania, Croatia, Hungary, Belgium, and Uruguay. I think most of you know Paul, so I'll just give a very short presentation of him. He's the marketing guy in FCR. Welcome, Paul.
That's perfect. Thanks, Jesper. Good afternoon, everyone. We can do the Chinese calisthenics and get everyone going because it's 3:30 right now, and it's 4:30 in Estonian time. Here's the title of my presentation because I couldn't come up with anything snappier, and that was what was written on the invitation. So I'm going to talk about how our companies, particularly FCR, implementing cross-media advertising into their product portfolio. What's interesting to me is cross-media advertising to their product portfolio. Immediately everyone starts thinking Google, Facebook, everything. Back in the old days, it was radio, TV, print. Cross-media advertising is not new. Cross-media advertising has been done for years, whether you did flyers in radio, whether you did yellow pages on directional media, all of those items were not new. But what it was really designed to do is understand and put your customers or the business where people are searching. And that's what our sort of founding, guiding principle is. The more unique element we have right now is that ideally we want to follow that consumer, literally follow them across as many platforms as possible. Where before you relied on a discrete television ad and you hoped you picked them up on the radio when they were in their car, now we literally spy on them. I was followed by a Chinese furniture company on every single website I went to because I made the mistake of suggesting I might buy something. And every website I went to for like the next month till I found the cookie and deleted it was popping up with this furniture that I never ended up buying. So, as an industry, we've had a history of trying to provide scale. Because we've always had a large sales force, we've always had large operations, but what we wanted to do is find scalable products. Not a bad objective, I would think. I think everyone would agree if we can find scale. But the problem is, as we added more and more products into our individual sales rep, scaling in the mind of the sales rep is limited depth of knowledge. Or maybe they have more knowledge in certain areas. So as we try and become a cross-media selling platform and going through one sales rep, it becomes quite difficult to provide the level of knowledge and the level of detail that you can get from the various platforms. And when you have a generalist sales rep, they can struggle to communicate with the customer. Now we've also seen that customers don't have a plan, don't know what you're offering, haven't heard of Facebook in Germany or something. I think I might have misunderstood that, but from the point of view is that there's sometimes the platform can deliver a lot more than what our sales rep can communicate to the customer. Now, I'm not going to get into sales structure on this. That's like a 3-year discussion or a 3-hour discussion. But the idea is that we have to have, in some ways, the bank of knowledge within our organization, however you put it, front of the customer or in account management, to be able to answer a lot of customers' questions. Small businesses, less than 3 employees, maybe not so much. 20 employees, 30 employees, usually have a marketing person. You better be a little more knowledgeable than the other guy. So what I was trying to say in sort of a roundabout way, and I should have just gone to a picture because they're a lot more easy to understand. If you look at the products across the top, these are basically the main products we sell. From print all the way through to Wi-Fi and beacons, email marketing. Now, I struggle every day reading Search Engine Land and the rest to keep up with the topics. Could you imagine a sales rep who's under the pressure of budget, preparing accounts to then keep up with that level of detail? And on, let's say, for example, SEO. SEO changes at least every week and at least every 6 months, and then you have a new rollout of an algorithm on Google that everyone has to understand, Penguin and the rest. So we stay at the top level, and the level of sophistication of what we could deliver becomes more detailed on each. And that actually opens us up to competition. So it makes it very, very difficult for us to build a portfolio that is broad enough and yet sophisticated enough for the majority of our businesses. What I'm going to actually go into now is a couple of product ideas that we're trying in Ireland and a couple of product approaches about how we can integrate solutions. And I'm not going to use the word package, and if I do, please shoot me. If I say bundle, please shoot me. Because I think those words are overused in how we get into it. What I want to propose is an end-to-end solution with limited moving parts. So what does that mean? You saw before that I could literally bundle any one of these things. How many people bundle in here at least 2 or at least 3 of those products into a package for a customer? Only 1 person, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, everybody does it, right? Now, in each one, presence management, you may have 2 tiers. Facebook, you may have 4. Retargeting, you may have 2 different options. So if you start looking at the 6 factorial options in front of the sales rep and in front of the customer, it's not very, very easy to understand. So what I'm trying to do here, and what we're going to be, I will show you in just a minute, is to say that if we provide a, for lack of a better word, a closed-in solution with limited options, we're very interested to see how this will come across to a customer, as long as it delivers value at the end. So I think some of you have heard us talk about Say Hi Wi-Fi. This is a Wi-Fi product that we're able to put into a store where people can connect. And they connect, I'll explain how they connect. But it allows the customer to build an ongoing dialogue and a better profile of his customers without actually really doing anything. So putting a Wi-Fi box in is a nice element. But that's only the start. Because what you ask them to do is you use Facebook Connect. And we've been piloting this for the last 3 months, 4 months, a little longer than that for some customers. But connecting on Facebook Connect allows us to gather information on who's on your network. And I heard a very interesting presentation from our friends at Trudon yesterday about the work they're doing with Wi-Fi. And I will like to learn more about what they did when they onboarded 2 million customers in a day, or consumers. It's useful because I've got your device information, I've got your Facebook profile information, and that opens up a whole range of things that we can offer a customer. But remember, limited moving parts, end-to-end solution. So once I've got Facebook Connect, I've got the customer coming in, connecting to the network, I'm taking that information that I get from Facebook Connect, and I'm putting it into a database that's automating into MailChimp to have his list ready to go. I've got a service ability at the back in my operation to craft emails for them that can send out on birthdays, that can send out reminders, haven't seen you in a while, that can just follow up with special offers. I can then take that offer, and this is why I put this one in red, and I can put that onto Facebook to run an ad. So I know who the people are, I can reinforce that and start the dialogue. But more importantly, and this is about following customers across media, I can take that and build a custom audience to help the business find new customers, because I'm building that profile on them. We only say, here's the box, here's your setup, here's your monthly. You get 3 emails a month from us. You get 1 Facebook ad, here's your budget. And we can run that ad a month. And the customer says, okay. You don't have to send 3 emails out, you can send 1 email out a month if you want. But the fact is, it's going to be a fixed price. No moving parts. I'm not going to say, I'm going to run 20 ads for you, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. It's very fixed. We think this approach is going to have a more beneficial effect because of a couple of things. 1, I gave the customer something. He's got a box sitting in his office. 2, I'm actually giving him something every day. He can get copied on the emails coming in. And 3, he sees his ad running. And we can measure all the metrics on that, open rate, click-through rates, and provide him analytics and reports on it. There's another element that I really don't want to get into too much, but as a benefit to us, we're gathering all sorts of information on people who visit coffee shops, people who visit pubs and check in. And what that does is that allows us, in aggregating and anonymous and not talking about privacy issues and all the rest of it, it allows us to build profiles of people who visit geographic areas and types of business that I can turn around and resell or use to develop our products. But if I was to do this in the old days, we'd say, buy a box. Now, would you like an email? How many emails would you like? Would you like a Facebook ad? How much money you got? Can you spend that? And what we're trying to do is take that level out to make it simple, particularly for the small business. This is not a solution necessarily for a hotel like this, but it might be for the coffee shop downstairs. The second thing we're working on is 360 virtual tours. Now, one thing, we talked about mobile, and Jesper wanted me to talk about mobile, or mobile, which I am, although you don't realize it. And you don't realize it because the only way you connect to the network is on mobile. And I read a stat today, I think, that said 60% of all access to Facebook is mobile. So if I'm running a Facebook ad, it's mobile. But if I go back to the original products we have, you buy it, you sold. Well, that was easy. Anyone else buy it? Got a contract right here. But the idea is that you're able to take all of our properties to start building profiles, because retargeting is really where we're going to be putting much, much more focus, because it's much easier to demonstrate to the customer that we're taking action and generating a return for them. Building a website tends to be a one-off thing. Yes, they may make some changes. Doing SEO, they're always like, I'm still on page 1.5. You know, can you get me a little higher? SEA, I got clicks. So some of these things are measurable, but with the retargeting, we can have a story around new audiences, particularly custom audiences that they can't reach, as well as their existing customers. So basically, all of this is mobile, but it's also who cares. As long as you're landing on a property where I can identify you, or connecting with a device that I can identify you, that's what's interesting to me. The old thing about mobile first, there is no mobile first anymore. It just has to work on mobile. Because I really don't care how you come into my system, as long as I can do something with you, whether you came in on your Mac, your tablet, or whatever. So on 360 virtual tours, is anybody in here selling these? Yeah, one guy. So we've sold about 1,400 of them. Yeah, we've sold about 1,400 360 photos in Ireland already. And the next step on 360 photo is to do what we're doing here, and I didn't really want to run the whole video because I never trust video. But on the video is, if you see that model, that's an animated video we've embedded into it. The picture at the back is animation that happens. So as you're touring through, you've got action coming in. It's not just your standard 360 photo. We've actually are able to enhance it. So the way we're approaching 360 virtual tour is to create another package that's saying, oh, I said package. Who's going to shoot me? Another end-to-end solution. I'm going to get this down. A 360 virtual tour, whether it's a photograph, or whether it's an actual tour, or whether it's actually an enhanced video with animation and everything, that's only one element. But then we bundle that with a presence management solution, which is really the distribution of that. In our case, we're partnered with Yext. We can use the featured listing to link it out through. Most people who have pictures of their place taken are pretty proud of it. So they want to show their friends and family. So we're going to put that on Facebook for them, so they can attract new information. On our properties, because of the presence management distribution, as long as we have the property, we can visit and identify and build the retargeting list of who has seen and who has viewed this, as well as additional vertical information and other information we have. And then we will go back in and we'll custom audience, and the story to the customer is, not only will your people see you, not only will the people who have found you, but we'll help you find the audience that looks like you. And we'll put this into one price service. The only difference on this offer is that we actually do have additional levels. Base 360 photo, tour, and then the customization, which is an add-on service, if you will. But at the bottom, the distinction on all this is that we're trying not to sell the product, we're selling the solution, and the ultimate satisfaction is going to be able to how we service that customer and how we follow up and how we explain. We're trying to make the front end as simple and as clean as possible. No confusions, no arguments, this is what's in the box, this is what you get. And we're following it up for the retention level by following it up with service and explaining the metrics and explaining the analytics that are coming back. and since I just went over it by 10 seconds, the only thing I wanted to end with, and this is particularly about mobile, is that everyone's building an ecosystem. Everyone can see it, everyone knows it. If you get on your mobile phone now and you search for a restaurant near you on your browser, Google 3-pack comes up, more info, click more info. You basically have a directory of all Google listings there. If you get on Apple, Apple's building its own ecosystem around apps. If you look at Facebook, Facebook doesn't ever want you to go visit a website. Eventually they'll find a way to build a website there, and they'll be able to keep it within their garden. For those of you who remember America Online, AOL, that is what they did. People used to surf there, spend hours there, and they didn't realize they were never actually on the internet. And I think we're going to have a generation coming up not too soon that is going to be part of one of these ecosystems, and that's going to be their level of choice. But the scary thing is that the mobile phone operators are looking at mobile ad blocking. They want to be the gatekeeper of what advertising goes through. I don't have any more to say about it, other than we really need to keep an eye on it, because retargeting is very important to us, and being able to follow that customer through these different ecosystems. And if we get shut off on the mobile phone by the operator, that's not so good. Thank you.